I'm getting the phlegm. Ugh. The weather is changing officially to warm temperature, which is great. But two things are going to happen to me. I'm not going to be able to talk because my throat's going to hurt and be filled with phlegm. Or the correct pronunciation, phlegm. And also my eyes are going to become fucking swollen because of all the pollen, and I'm going to keep rubbing them because they're so goddamn itchy, and everyone's going to keep telling me stop, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'll just mystically stop them from itching. Oh. And I think this too shall pass, then it takes a month. Oh. I hate it when my eyes get itchy because of the pollen. I don't know why, it only recently started for me in like 2016. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the PS2. Now, the very first video game my family first bought, home console I mean, was the PlayStation 2. And to this day, it is my favorite video game system. I know it's not as powerful as the GameCube is, but I think it has a better library. There's Devil May Cry, there's the Silent Hill games, there's Kingdom Hearts, there's Final Fantasy 9 and 10, there's Ratchet and Clank, God of War, Jak and Daxter. There's another, one of the Twisted Metal games. There's Steve and Peeves' Mystical Adventure, whatever. And guess how many of those games I played? Only one. And that was Kingdom Hearts. You see, I was one of those kids that decided to get video games not based on, oh, this game is so great. Like, word of mouth. The internet wasn't as big and we didn't really have a computer at that point. So, basically, I just went by, ooh, my favorite character's on the cover. Is that Ben 10? Is that Timmy Turner from the Fairly Odd Parents? Is that SpongeBob? Mom, SpongeBob! And the only few times I would ever play anything that isn't a licensed game is when it was Crash Bandicoot, one of the Ape Escape games, Ape Escape 3, and Kingdom Hearts mainly because of the Disney characters. So, in a way, I kind of only discovered Kingdom Hearts because of the whole licensed game thing that I was going through. I was one of those kids. Mom, is that Ed and Nettie? They got their own video game. Mom, get it. I gotta get Ed and Nettie, the Misadventures. I don't remember anything from that game. All I know is Ed and Nettie, the Misadventures actually tried to recreate the art style of the show with the wibbly wobbly lines. Don't know why I said it like that. I'm not even drunk. I decided I'm not gonna be drinking today. Yeah, I still talk like I'm drunk for some reason. They got similar colors, they got similar line shaking. And it was one of those games that looked bad but was somewhat appealing in that sense. Like, it was kind of charming like the actual show is. Even though the characters' mouths, like Eddie, looked like he was a fucking duck. Not in a good way. Ducks are fine. But humans are not supposed to have duck faces. Now that I think about what I just said, it sounds like I'm talking about, duck faces for selfies. Whatever, moving on. So, I definitely took that generation for granted. I feel like if I had the same mindset now, back then, I would have been able to experience so much more. But no, I'm an idiot. Yeah. Now, I already told the story in the PS1 video about how I have two PS2s, but since the PS2 is the main topic here, I think I'll retell it. So, I'm sorry if you don't want to hear it again. I guess go to the timestamp if you don't want to hear this again. Anyway, for those who don't know, I now have two PS2s because I'm a fucking idiot. Essentially, back in 2015 when I was packing to move on to my new apartments, I thought that I sold the PS2 that I had, for extra money. It was a hard time at that point. We were definitely in a tight spot. For a while, anyway. We still kind of are, but not as bad, I'll say that. Anyway. What happened was, you know what, I have a few extra bucks to spare. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find like a thrift store, or we have this place called Morningstar, which is basically kind of like this big yard sale like location where people could just go in and like, here, sell your shit. And there was a video game section which I used to go to all the time when I was younger. Essentially they just sold like retro games like NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and that's where I got my first versions of many systems. There's another story as to why I said first. I'll go over that another day. So I got a PS2, and even some games. I got Destroy All Humans 2. I got some PS1 games. like Tomb Raider, Abe's Odyssey, Croc. I think it was Croc 2. Yeah, it's Croc 2. And a couple of others. I come home, I play Crash Bandicoot Warped. I'm like, la la la, this game is fun. Doop a doop a doop. And then I decide, alright, this is going to be enough. Boop. I pause it or turn off the system. Can't remember. Doesn't matter. So I decide to pack some more. I look into one of my closets. In the apartment I lived in at that point in time, I had 2. Don't know why. That apartment was set up like that. But anyway, I looked in the second closet and there's like a whole box right on top. It was a Virtual Boy box because I had a Virtual Boy at one point. I think I still do. I don't know. I might have to look around for that if I do. I think I still have the box though. Anyway, moving on. I go and look in the box like maybe I could use this for packing. I open it up. Guess what I find? The PS2 that I thought I sold. I'm a fucking idiot. So now I have 2 PS2s, and because I was an idiot and thought that one was different when it wasn't, if you saw the first podcast, you'd understand. The PS1 podcast is what I'm referring to. And also, I'm a lazy bastard. I still have both of them, and I have yet to sell one. Probably should do that eventually. Nah, I kind of like how they're stacked together like that. It's kind of cute. Anyway, back to the first PS2. Oh, by the way, the 2 PS2s I have right now, neither of them are the first. Oh, yeah. We had a house fire in 2010, and that's what happened to many of the first video game systems. But that's another story for another day. The whole house fire. That was a huge conundrum. Anyway, moving on. Well, what was I going on about? Oh, yeah. The first PS2, we got 2 games. Of course, they were both licensed titles. It was Fairly Odd Parents, Breaking the Rules. And this game was kind of special. Not in a sense that it was good, or I had fond memories of it. Because, I mean, special is in the cutscenes. You know how you can skip cutscenes just by pressing X or starts? No. You can't skip cutscenes. But you can skip lines of dialogue. And this is how you skipped cutscenes. So you had to mash X as I heard characters go, and then I hit, so what about, and then have it, and the camera keeps shifting over them as if it's their scene, and then they start their line, and then if you press X, boop, goes over to that shot. I'm surprised. I don't have that game anymore. I wish I did, and I wish I had a capture card, because I would love to show that. It's the funniest shit ever. You just hear Timmy Turner go, oh my god, well, what about, I didn't have Oh, Jesus. They let you skip just one line of dialogue. It wasn't one of those cutscenes where it was, like a mugshot of a character with text under it and voice acting. No, this was a fully animated cutscene with characters moving around fluently. Like famous Kingdom Hearts cutscenes. That's not a good example. They can switch around between silent ones and whatever. You know what I mean. Shut up, phone. These are completely fully animated, voice-acted cutscenes that didn't require you to press X to skip any dialogue. Like, if a character completed their line, it wouldn't say press X to go to next. It would just go on to the next like a normal cutscene. But for some reason they added that function where you could just skip entire lines of dialogue and not skip the entire cutscene, just bits of... Funniest shit ever. The other game was Shrek Super Slam. No, not Super Slam. No. Shrek, it was that Mario Party ripoff. Hang on. I think I can look it up right now. I don't care about Pokemon Go right now. I just want a fucking Shrek Mario Party. I'll just look that up. Oh yeah, Shrek Super Party. And the weirdest thing about that game was, no character talked. The characters were completely silent. The only character that talked was the narrator. Mirror, mirror on the wall. That guy. And all the characters looked so weird, because they either shrunk their bodies or grew their heads. They looked like bobbleheads, essentially. They're the goofiest looking motherfuckers. I mean, I get it, maybe they're trying to go for a certain style. Maybe make them proportionate for... the more cartoony antics they're going to get into with the actual minigames. But it just looked hideous. Because, DreamWorks' style, they have somewhat of a, cartoony, but also, how do I put this? their models or characters are more detailed. Like, instead of having this really cartoony, fake-looking city, they would probably have a realistic-looking city with cartoony characters over it, but the cartoony characters still somewhat have a lot of detail on them. So that's why the characters look off. Like, Fiona looks more like an actual human than a lot of Disney princesses do. That's what I'm referring to. So to give those characters bigger heads, but not like change the color or the overall style, just give them bigger heads, that's it. They're gonna look goofy as hell. Also, this is when Shrek 1 was completely new. So, I think that's why they didn't have that many voice actors in general, but that's also why Fiona is in her human form inside this game. For some reason, they don't have her ogre form, it's just her regular human form. It was the first... It was the second to first PS2 game we got. We got 2 on Christmas Day. And of course, I started playing them right away. Guess what happens? I'm done playing Fairly Odd Parents Breaking the Rules. I'm going to play Shrek for a little bit. I open the case, and then snap! I break the game in half. And you'd think, of course, I'm a little kid at this point. I'm like 6, maybe 5. I'm going to cry, right? No. For some reason, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is easy to replace. Not realizing how expensive video games actually are. And then I also realized, I think what also happened was that I was so happy that I got a PS2 and I also have another game, you know, the Fairly Odd Parents one, that I just didn't care. Were there any other story? Oh yeah. I was a fucking idiot for a while. This is nothing new. I still am. But proof of me being an idiot back then also comes with this. We, for a long time, did not get a memory card for the PS2. My initial thought process was video games were meant to be like, go as far as you can. Even the story-driven ones like Kingdom Hearts. Like, I thought Roxas' story was the only thing you can do. That's how stupid I was. So I would just keep replaying Roxas' story over and over and over because I didn't think, maybe I should get this thing called a memory card. Then I finally do, and guess what happens? The copy of Kingdom Hearts 2 that I had was broken. And I can only figure this out in the cutscenes. What happened was, every single time you would get into Yensid's castle, you would go into this one cutscene after Sora got his new clothes, and Yensid was like, hey look, the gummy ship or whatever. All of the characters just run up to the window and look at it amazed like, whoa, what is that? And one by one, Donald, Goofy, and Sora would just freeze. Not all at once. First Donald, then Goofy, and then Sora would just freeze. But the gummy ship would just still be floating there, bobbing up and down, and you would still hear the music in the background too. What happened? I don't know. The game crashed. But it would just continuously do this over and over until I got a completely different copy. Well, actually, no, wait. No, I didn't own a copy then. That was a rented copy from Movie Gallery. They didn't sell. They gave away for rent a broken copy of Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh, now I don't feel as bad that Movie Gallery shut down. For those who don't know, Movie Gallery is essentially just like a second Blockbuster. Like, if you weren't close to Blockbuster, you could just go to Movie Gallery. Of course, they were one of the first people to go down when streaming started to get big. This was in like 2010, I think, when Movie Gallery shut down. I could be wrong. And then it just got replaced by a hardware store. Oh, look at me. I'm a hardware store. I'm neat. I hate it when, like, stores that you love going to get replaced with just ones that you hate. Like, I don't know, let's say, you like this bookstore, right? Books a Lot Incorporated. It goes out of business, shuts down their store. Well, I'm sure something else is going to come that might interest me. Sprint. You want a new phone? Come to Sprint. I don't even have Sprint. I have Virgin Mobile. So forever afterwards, you would just avoid that store. Not because you hate it, but because it's not a store that, sells the kind of stuff that you're into. I'm not a tool guy, alright? Let's just say that. You like hammers? No. Do you like screwdrivers? Do you like nails? You really nailed it this time. Really? No.